Focus on the dad today and talk about an exemplary father. First of all, can I tell you that the father did not disown his son. There is no mention of anger. There is no mention of retaliation. He simply loved his son. His son comes to him and makes a request. Give me the portion that belongs to me. There seems to be no discussion there. There seems to be no dispute there. He seemingly had a wisdom about him. And in that wisdom, he gave his son what he asked for. But what he did not do was disown his son. Well, there is a story that correlates with that, and it talks of a father who had given his son instructions and said, if you disobey my instruction, I'm going to send you to the attic with nothing but bread and water. Well, the little boy, being mischievous as he would be, did exactly what his father told him not to do. And so the father looked at his son and said, I told you that if you disobeyed, you'd have to go to the attic and you'd have nothing but bread and water, and you'd have to stay up there. And so he sent his son to the attic, and the evening went on, and the dad looked at his wife, and she looked at him, and she said, I know exactly what you're thinking, but you've got to understand, if you take your word back, he won't learn. And so you can't take your word back. And so he sat there for a while. The evening passed, and they sat at dinner, but the father couldn't eat because his son was upstairs, having disobeyed and given to nothing but bread and water. And the evening came to a close. The wife looked at him and said, don't do it. Don't call him down. Don't let him come down. Because if you do, he won't learn his lesson. The father looked at his wife and he said, you know, you're absolutely right. I can't tell him to come down. And so he kissed his wife, and then the father went up to the attic to eat bread and drink water with his son. And that night when the son went to sleep, his body was on the floor, but his head was in his father's arms. Daddy never changed his mind. He just changed where he spent the night. An exemplary father never disowns his son. He does not pretend that his son did not do wrong. But even in acknowledging what his son did, he does not disown his son. Number two.